Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here today to bring a review for Vamp Manga chapter 28. So Rang Fang had attention for, I think it was, yeah, for the last chapter, for the definitely, I think he might have been in the chapter after that, before that as well. But we have now skipped over to Kaz, and now a big thing coming out of volume 4 for me was the state of Kaz's arms. That is a given. That is a possibility. Not a possibility. That's probably something that that a lot of fans were thinking coming out of volume 4. You know, like, yo, how are we going to be pressing forward? Because when this happened in, like, well, not real time, but when this happened, I was like, no, this is a trick. And just basically to cut a long story short, I thought Kaz being the main character would be then protected by a plot armor, therefore her arms would not be gone. I thought it was an illusion at the time. I thought this was some sort of other trick to it. Kaz's arms were fine. They were legit amputated. They were legit amputated, ripped from her body. Arms are no more. So I was supposed to do a video on this before volume 5 actually did come out. What exactly are Kaz's choices moving forward? Because it's a no-brainer, pretty much a no-brainer, that she's not going to stay armless. She's going to be a main combatant. She's part of the main four. The main four. I was going to say the main trio, but no, that's not a trio. It's a quadro. Or something along those lines. Anyway, she's part of the main cast. She has to stay relevant. Even if she's not a combatant, her main thing is building tech. So she does need arms, essentially. Either it's for building tech or to be a fighter. So how essentially does she get her arms back? And now, like I said, this was going to be a whole separate video I was going to do, but, you know, throw it in here now kind of thing. But one thing we can safely X off the list is robotic replacements. She's made it very adamant in this chapter, if not beforehand, she does not want to become a cyborg. The why behind that, of why she doesn't want to become a cyborg, I do believe that's still a mystery to us. Maybe that is something we find out later on down the lines. Because we've seen this with her involvement with her auntie Rena, but she does not want to be a cyborg. So I think it's safe to safely cross that off the list. So what does that leave? Now, reattaching limbs is actually a thing in real life, and I thought that could be a possibility as well. However, if I'm not mistaken, you have to reattach a severed limb within a certain amount of time. Now, I can't remember the certain amount of time granted, but I think weeks, because weeks has passed since the events of the Bounty Hunter arc, and yeah, I think we've run out of time essentially in that regard. So that is obviously off the list as well. So what essentially does that leave? It's was more than likely going to be something that I haven't thought of. The solution is going to be something that I haven't thought of. But again, Magi or Magi, whichever one for it. You know, we're team Magi here. Magi is a possibility. Can use it to regrow it, or just, you know, have it be a combination of the severing of just because, you know, I said how there's a time limit to do that naturally. Maybe you can do it a bit unnaturally, or like I said, just some other solution that comes with it. I do, however, at least want there to be some sort of lasting kind of damage. Like, I don't want it to be a thing where she gets her arms back and she's just a-okay. I want it to be like a thing, maybe kind of like a My Hero Academia scenario where Deku, although he can still use One For All in his arms, he needs to be careful with it, because we could still do permanent damage to his arms. So maybe something on the lines of her grip strength is not the same, or she's always a little bit shaky now. Some just sort of lasting implication of losing her arms, rather than power up kind of thing. Don't want that. But yeah, that's within there. But the chapter is really about, I would say it's more so about Rena on her redemption journey, if she essentially is on a redemption journey. I don't know why, but it just came to mind like, what if she's lying? What if she's lying? What if she wants? What if she's just got some other agenda going on there, and she needs Kaz for it, for somehow maybe she recognizes Kaz has got more potential for than her, so she needs her smarts or something. I don't know, but it did come to me like, what if ironically, anyway, yeah, what if kind of thing. So maybe there is something going on. We do know that Rena has done it. Hasn't been expressed to us yet, but I do believe we'll find out sooner rather than later what exactly Rena did to upset her family. It's something, at least the most we know so far is that it's something so bad that jail time should have been served. She's got away with it in jail time, should have been served. But like I said, this chapter, I guess for me personally, I feel like it's more focused, even though on the surface you could say, oh yes, about Kaz, I feel like it's more about Rena and her redemption journey and her trying to make up for her sins in the past. Because on the flip side, we do have the mom is like, why should we kind of trust her kind of thing, but we also have Kaz who is willing to trust her. Now I'm guessing that Kaz's mom is biologically related to Auntie Rena, sisters. So in that regard, then Kaz's mum would know Rena better than Kaz, obviously. But Kaz seems to see some sort of good within Rena. It's like she's legitimate. She feels like she wants to do good. She wants to make up for her past mistakes, blah, 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 blah. But I think her name's Joanna, the mother. Doesn't seem to see that, or she's a bit skeptical. You could say she's getting spoken. She's been talked into trusting her later on down in the chapter by her husband Clive, but the trust I still believe is whether the untrust is still there. I do believe, and we know that she's setting these conditions. If Auntie Rena messes up again, boom, calling the police myself, kind of thing. But yeah, for me personally, right now it's a matter of, can she be trusted? And I just have a small inkling in my brain. It's not something that I strongly do believe that will happen, that Rena will betray them again. But I've prepped myself, and I wouldn't be surprised why she would and wouldn't be surprised if she betrayed them again. It's just more of I don't really have a motive for why she would betray her family again. Like I said, it could be possibly because she needs Kaz for some shape or reason, but other than that, I have no other ideas. So for me right now, the betrayal aspect is a very unlikely scenario, but I do see it as something that can happen. I don't think the percentage of that happen is 0. So yeah, that's how we spend this chapter. It was Smith family time, if you will. I do believe, was it Joanna that had the third eye? Yeah, I think it was Joanna. She had the third eye. Something that didn't go unnoticed for me. So it just made me think, what do I don't know in general what people with this is like in not mythical, in fiction, like people with third eyes, what that usually entails for them. But it just made me think, okay, cool, if Kaz's mom has a third eye, is it possible that Kaz could somehow somewhere down the line awake of the third eye? I don't know, but it is something that popped into my mind while reading the chapter. But yeah, I think that's everything I've got to say about this chapter. You can follow a 3-star trend, and like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, but most importantly, take care, have a nice day.